I do appreciate the time. Um, Today is a really nice topic, and we brought businesses back on the spotlight. So that's really interesting. That's my favorite part of the session. But today we're just going to be talking about how we can turn LinkedIn into a sales engine. Would identify the problems, talk about different tactics and strategies that we can use, business on the spotlight, and then we'll have a quick Q&A session. And then afterwards, if you stay behind, you get to see the next releases that we'll be releasing at a topic. Um, but before I even begin, I would like to us to just do a quick catch up on the previous sessions that we've done. So the first session we did was what is lead generation, and we narrowed it down to three things. Whereas you're attracting, engaging, and converting. Then the next session that we had was what's next after lead discovery. So we talked more about narrowing down your ICP, authentic follow-up strategies, and knowing your valuable offer to your leads. And thank you, Dollar, for the last session where we talked about building an authentic audience. And we pretty much talk about listening first, connecting genuinely, and to nurture consistently. But the main thing today is LinkedIn is a wonderful sales tool, but it's a social network, right? So people don't know, most people don't know how to turn LinkedIn into a sales engine. They're either just posting, sending random connections. There's no system in place to actually track things. So LinkedIn is different from Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, because LinkedIn is a B2B platform. And another thing is crafting the right messages. You need to understand how to address people's challenges, giving immediate value. You have to be natural and not sales like. I trust me, I realized that early into this journey that with genuine connections and a valuable offer, people will definitely resonate with you. So LinkedIn also has about 700 million users on there. I'm pretty sure your audience is right there. And no matter how large or how big of a business you're trying to build, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people on LinkedIn that need your services. And the formula is very, very simple. You need to outreach, you need to post, you need to engage. You can either DM, email, call, and you eventually turn that person into a client. It's the key thing is the right message, the right time is equals to predictable sales. And I'm pretty sure we're all business owners here, so we want to have client acquisition in a predictable way. So the quick solution on how you can go ahead and make LinkedIn a sales engine is three steps. The step one is optimizing your profile. So by the time you send people connections, they know what you do, they understand your offer, they know if you're an ICP. So that way, by the time they accept that connection, you already know there is a peculiar interest. All right. And the goal is to build authority and not just awareness. So you want to let people be able to trust you, right? And then in building authority, you need to show up in an authentic and authoritative manner. So your banner, your about story, and your featured. The featured section is a really, really amazing place. And then another thing I want to talk about, which is the main thing here, is intent, identifying intent. So if I was to ask a random person how they go about, sending connections, they're probably doing searches, right? You come in here, you search, you LinkedIn gives you a list of people, you add connections accordingly. But I'm pretty sure there are different ways as to how you can fill your connections and your followers with your ICP, right? An easy way that we do this now on our topic is we look at engagement on niche posts, right? Because if a prospect is engaging with a post or an ad, they've already showed intent that that's a problem for them, or they're at least interested. So you want to look at who is viewing your profile. You want to use data. I saw today I happened to see Philip. Philip is going to come on here. He made an amazing post as to how data is very, very vital for a business. And trust me, data is extremely vital. You want to know who are these people you're sending connections to? What's your connection acceptance rate? What's your reply rate? Right? How many people are being added to your audience? How long is it taking them to respond? And all these things. And LinkedIn doesn't give you the ability to do that. But with tools like Atapic, you are able to do and track every single interaction that you have with your prospects. And once you finally get that in place and you have your messaging right, you also want to be able to automate that outreach. So you want to, because once something works once, it works twice, it works 5 times, then it can work 10 times. And if it works 10 times, it can work 20 times. All right. And I'm pretty sure everybody also likes when you're busy. I always say, I have a saying, I say, busy means busy is a good thing, because when you're busy, it means there's potential, and potential is coming. So just remember to always DM with value, not just the sales pitch. And you want to create strategic sequences for follow up. And finally, always personalize and try to personalize at scale. So an example workflow is we open Tony Robinson's page. Right, Tony Robinson is one of the most popular coaches on the internet right now. By the time you look at a post from Tony Robinson, you can look at his reactions, his engagement, his comments, and I'm pretty sure in there you will find ICPs for you. You'll find executives that are either liking it, commenting on it, right? And that right there is intent. That right there is telling you that that person is either having that as a problem or it's at the back of their mind. And like I said, you always want to log your results. Data is very, very vital. And the numbers, why this works. 70% of people, studies have it that 70% of people, before they buy from a vendor, they're looking at your LinkedIn presence. They're looking at your online presence. They're looking at, okay, what's this person posting about? What's this person doing? And that's why your LinkedIn has to be as top as it can be. So by the time you reach out to people, you send them that cold email or you send them that initial email. And by the time they either open that email and they're looking you up, you want them to go and see a good brand, because branding is key. Somebody told me recently that people buy from you and not from your words. They're buying from you and not your words. The formula to winning and turning LinkedIn into a sales engine. Oh, and by the way, if anybody has any questions while I'm speaking, you can just go ahead and put it in the chat, um, so that I can eventually get to it. So the formula for building a predictable client acquisition model is authority, intent, and consistency. All right. Business. I had an amazing conversation with someone recently. I have been opportunity to talk to a lot of people in the recent days. And he told me that people need to realize that business doesn't just boom overnight. There's no overnight success. You have to be consistent with what you do. You have to listen to the market. You have to analyze and strategize in the right way. And once you're able to do that in a consistent level, if you keep on solving the problem or attempting to solve a problem, I'm very, very sure that eventually you would find a solution to it. So remember, it's authority, intent is plus consistency is equals to a steady pipeline. Finally, my most important part of the session, the businesses on the spotlight. First, I would like to call on Philip. Dollar, please go ahead and unmute Philip and let him speak, please.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Naro and the topic team for opportunity to speak today. But for everyone who I don't know on the call, my name's Philip Aguamanim, and I am the founder of Elevation Consulting and Development. And so what we do is we help growth-minded business owners cut through the chaos, help them streamline operations, and help them build systems and leadership that they need to scale their businesses with confidence. When businesses grow quickly, typically you can find complexity setting in, and so processes break, roles blur, and performance actually dips at times. And so our goal is to step in, realign people, process, strategy, and systems. That way the business runs efficiently, and also, most importantly, they're profitable. And so our work, it spans traditional consulting, strategy development, implementation. We have white glove done for you solutions. We also offer leadership development cohorts and fractional operations leadership. And so, kind of just to sum that up, I mean, we turn operational challenges into scalable systems. That way, the leaders can grow the business with clarity, confidence, and consistency. So, I'd love to connect with anyone. And like I said, if you had any questions, like feel free.
Awesome. I have questions for you, Philip.
All right.
So, oh, and the good thing is we have decent time today. My first question for you is, when you go about prospecting, how do you identify a prospect that needs your service?
I mean, if we kind of go strictly from LinkedIn, making a post, and as you stated, right, someone clicking on the post or engaging with the post, that typically determines, like you said, that they're interested, that they have, or that they need the services that are being offered. So anytime I do get any type of engagement with the post, I typically, if I don't know that person, I send a connection request. Try to do a little bit of stalking their profile, see kind of what posts they're interacting with. But I love to just send a message and ask them a simple question like something, hey, Inaro, how's business going? Or hey, Inaro, I see that you interacted with a post that where I highlighted, it's important to set metrics for your company. How's that going? Just a really generic question that they can answer really easily. And that will be a good conversation starter.
Okay. All right. So my next question for you is, how much time do you spend on LinkedIn to find your prospects?
I'd probably say right now I'd probably spend about maybe about a good hour to an hour and a half on prospecting on LinkedIn. Most of my clients have recently come from the workshops and the classes that I'll teach at this founder and entrepreneur hub. And so a lot of my clients have come from there. Now, LinkedIn does generate clients, and I've been successful there. But again, it's not just necessarily the main part of my strategy. Again, that's because um, I do a lot outside of just purely on LinkedIn. I'm teaching a lot of different classes and participating in a lot of summits right now.
Okay. So my follow-up question to that would be, if while you're on LinkedIn, you're able to see people that have intent for your services, right? Right while you're probably scrolling through LinkedIn, making your post, how much impact did that do to your workflow?
Yeah, I think it would, shorten the amount of time that it takes to actually maybe convert that person or even just get that person to the next stage, which would be a strategy call, right? If I know that I know exactly who has intent, who's looking for my services that I offer, it makes it easier to reach out to them and just be able to present the value immediately versus you doing that research and spending that time kind of doing a little bit of the stalking of their profile to figure out what their intent is. And so, you're looking for intent regardless. If you have that information available for you, again, it's just gonna speed up that timeline.
Okay, I like how you use the word stalking. I used to use the word stalking before, but the right word is due diligence. One thing I want to show you is something that we're releasing next, which is the Atopic Chrome extension. And in the Atopic Chrome extension, you're able to enrich a lead right away and identify the person's pain points, their communication style, and engagement strategy for this person right there and there. So just like that, if you look at this based on my profile, it has given every single thing, identified my pain points, recommended approach, a communication style, and the best time to reach out to me, all while you're working on LinkedIn. Another thing I'd like to show you, Philip, is the prospects, so that you can see prospects right away and just click on this and open their profile. I wouldn't want to open any, but let's see. Let's open. And boom, just open a prospect that's good. Just right there and right there. Amazing stuff, right, Philip? Did you? Oh, let me unmute you again. Sorry about that.
No problem. Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I think that would make things like super easy. Make you spend less time. I could put more time into other parts that that are maybe lacking or that I need to dedicate more time to.
Oh, yes, indeed. I don't know if Desir, thank you so much, Philip. I don't know if Desir, Deja is right here, so we'll just go ahead and then move on. So the implementation is free to always get started with a topic. We believe in delivering value to people. So anybody that's not currently, I see a couple people that are not in our user base. It's always free to get started. Just go to topic.com and then you can get started. And you can always reach out to any one of us, and we would also assist. So at this point, I would open the floor to anybody that has any questions for me.
I just want to say I think you guys are doing a great job. I mean, Santhosh, awesome. Always having you over on those calls, man. And this is great. Really happy for you guys.
Thank you, Ian. Oh, and while I have something to show you guys, something really amazing. So, but in the meantime, I would like to pass out a survey. And this survey is pretty much just to gauge how coaches and consultants and fractional executives think intent is a user intent survey. This just helps us with our research and making sure that we identify the right topics for you guys. So you should be seeing that in there. It's a quick like 5-question survey. Please do us a huge favor and fill that out. And at this point, I would like to go ahead and do a quick demo for everybody. So anywhere that already knows their topic platform, you would know like we have the people and the company searches. But as of today, I'm happy to announce that we are also integrating the intent as well. So based on the plan, you'd have some intent topics, and then you'd be able to identify if you want to look at clicks, website visits, or any of those. So I'm just going to go ahead and take off downloads and website visits. And I'll go ahead and apply this, run a quick AI search for us so that we can see intent live and see how this could help you in your prospecting. And like everybody, to remind everybody, we do live searches. So it takes a minute or two for the results to come up. But I'm more than happy to take any questions while this is loading up.
Also, just do us a quick favor as you're filling out the forms. Once you're done, please give the link in the chat a like so that we know that you have filled it out. Thank you.
I'm going to put somebody on the spot now. I'm going to put somebody on the spot now. So let's see who's going to be on the spot. Okay, I have somebody in mind. I just asked you to unmute yourself. I have a question for you, Pam. Hey, Pam, how are you?
Hang on. I was trying to do your survey while we were waiting. What's your question?
So Pam, how do you, I believe you work with caregivers, right?
Right.
How do you go about identifying intent for someone that needs coaching?
Well, I do a lot of posting on in LinkedIn. I do educational posting in Facebook. They're totally different intents from the people who are in each of those spaces. I just started doing Instagram. Learned I was doing it wrong, apparently, right? But I don't think I need to do everything I was told I needed to do because it's different. Mostly, if they reach out to me, their pain point is so apparent to them that they're looking for a solution. Okay, it's not that I can't chase them. It just won't work. If they're not ready, if they're not feeling the pain points, meaning the isolation or the working and trying to do everything on their by themselves, and that if they haven't figured out any of this, meaning if it hasn't bothered them enough that they want to find someone to help, then they're not going to reach out. And I don't really think they're going to engage me on any of those platforms, but they do have access to my phone number. They have access to my website. So mostly I end up with, they'll fill out the form on my website after they've seen a post.
Hmm.
All right. Sometimes they call and they text, it depends.
Oh, hey, and I've been seeing your post too, Pam. Really, really nice. Really, really nice. But I have a slight rebuttal for you, Pam.
Okay.
So if you're able to find a caregiver that's either like commented on a post about isolation or they made a post themselves, right, about maybe feeling isolation or burnt out, would that does that sound like intent to you?
Well, it would, but I'm not getting any of that, and I haven't ever. The thing about them is they're terrified about their jobs. They're terrified about everything. So I don't expect to see those comments. But I look at the impressions. That helps me know that there are people watching. So I do look at those stats, and I did like what you had there as far as being able to capture those, because it's pretty fleeting in LinkedIn as far as what I can do there.
Okay, don't worry, Pam. We got good news for you. I see
Okay.
Ian. I see Ian. Go ahead, Ian.
Yeah, so I have a question, just because I think I might be applying a strategy that's a little different, and I'm actually really curious to hear feedback on this. So I'll go out onto the streets and I will I will like sell roses to complete strangers. And I'd say more than half of the people I close aren't even doing it because they want the rose. It's because I'm asking them for help. I'm saying, hey, and this is true. Like, I'm going to school. I'm actually at my school right now. I'm going to school. I love helping other people, but I do need some help. How many of these would you like to get? And commonly people will tell me no, but for like a random stranger on the street asking people for money and even getting donations, like I feel like I have a pretty good like close ratio. So I'm just curious of like what other people are like trying or doing in a way to like get people to close, because Pam, I understand where you're coming from. Like, I have a really hard time closing people on pain points. I focus more on like help me points. And I'm curious like what other people are doing just to like to close their leads and that type of thing. Because I know it's an important part. It's actually, I think, one of the most important parts of the whole deal, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, so the main thing is, honestly, you need to identify, like, come up with value offers, right? So
Sure.
that's the key thing is identifying that pain, right? It's half the time your strategies would work the way you have stated it. But then if you're able to either give them good insights on that problem prior to even pitching and just say like, hey, oh, the next person is about to speak, Stephanie. She does that very, very well. Whereas she's giving like, she in a post, she's talking about like the pain points that business owners have, right? And then she's saying how fractional executives can help solve it, right? So that's another angle at which people do. Oh, and yes, anybody can drop off now. Thank you so much, everybody, for your time. I really do appreciate it. Stephanie, I'll go ahead and take your question. Ian, I hope I answered your question.
Sorry, right before Stephanie, Michael had a question in the chat.
Oh, sorry. What's the question? Does this pull from
Michael.
impressions? Yes, yes. We are doing impressions as well. So the way we are scraping our data now is we're going off every digital footprint that's publicly available and ethical to scrape. All right. I hope that answers. Diana, does he have? Okay. All right, Stephanie, I'll take your question now. Hey, Stephanie, ask to mute.
Thank you. I was just typing that to you. Good afternoon. Thank you for having us. I'm very excited about intent. I think I got a little confused about the intersection of LinkedIn and Etapic and the intent. I understand that you have a Etapic Chrome thing that can connect and that will serve me and give me information about customers when I'm in LinkedIn. But I think that is a separate and different conversation than the intent-based research that you're saying is now available in the Etapic software. Is that correct?
Yes. So the intent is during the searches, right? So eventually the goal is the prospects that are being displayed in the Chrome extension would come from the agent mode, so that the agent already helps you to do it in the background. And when you're on LinkedIn and you just open your Chrome extensions, you already have your 20 or 25 for that day with the highest intent.
Okay. Right now it's the one and then the other. That's perfect. I just got a little bit confused, but thank you for clarifying. I'm excited to go in for intent and try it out.
Oh,
Thank
yes,
you.
I'm excited too. We started using it and we've been getting great results already. So we tried it the first time, but now we finally figured it out. We've added more servers, more compute. So we're ready to roll this out as soon as possible.
And you did say, based on the last question from Michael, that one of the data points that it is scraping is scraping data points of activity within LinkedIn as well.
Yes.
So that's
so LinkedIn is
super
primary.
helpful.
Yeah, LinkedIn is
Okay.
primary, and the LinkedIn gives more scores. So the intent is a score thing. So when there's more activity on LinkedIn, the score is higher because LinkedIn is the B2B platform. Awesome. I don't like staying longer than I promised. So does anyone have any questions again?
Yeah, is the Chrome extension out yet?
No, but it will be. It will be soon. It's only available to our design partners right now.
Okay. Are you going to be releasing it the same lines as Apollo and making that free for data point gathering for yourself, or are you going to make it part of the system?
Yeah, I'm going to. So the goal is we want to gather as much data as we can, and we believe like giving it to a lot of people will help. It will help us build our database some more. Yeah, so we'll probably give it free in the free plan.
Let me know when that's ready to launch, because I'll just run a Puppeteer and I'll just keep it active on LinkedIn, just giving you data.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Michael.
Yeah, man. I got all these computers sitting around. They might as well be doing something in the screen, right?
Yes. Oh, trust me, I have servers on the floor too, so I'm pretty sure we're doing almost the same thing too.
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't want to do it. I don't want to build it. You guys have built it. Awesome.
Yeah. Hey, it's been a journey so far, but we thank God for grace.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah. Let me know when, even if it's beta, let me know when it's good to go.
Most definitely. We'll be reaching out to you after this. Thank you so
Awesome.
much,
Thanks.
Michael.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Thank you. And finally, our contact information, santosh.vanaprayati@atapic.com, Adedolapo Adekombi@atapic.com, and yours truly, Enaro Moruke @atapic.com. If you want to become a design partner as well, please reach out to any one of us and we'll get you on there. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your attention.